Hi guys, it's Laura from How to Get Your Shit Together, and this is a video that I have been meaning to record for a long time. Sometimes we go through things that are not happy and cheery. They're about much more personal things, much deeper things, and I think I would be doing this channel and you a disservice if I didn't occasionally cover those topics. So I want to talk about my struggles as a mother, in the hopes that it will help some of you. Either you're a mother too, or maybe you know somebody who's a mother, and I just want to start a discussion around this because it's a topic that I'm very passionate about. This is obviously a very personal story, and I generally do not like to tell really personal stories. I'm a very private person, but I have been just wanting to tell this story for a long time. I really feel it will help people, and today for some reason I haven't been able to do anything else today. This has been playing on my mind, and I need to get it out. I need to get it out, and I have come prepared. I want to preface this by saying that I personally have never been diagnosed with postnatal depression, and I think one of the main reasons for that is because I never spoke to anybody about it. I never spoke to my doctor about it. I did speak to my husband a little bit about it, but I never spoke to a professional about it, so there was never a diagnosis. So I don't want to say for definite that I had postnatal depression, but I certainly had the baby blues. So that is the story that I want to share with you today. When my daughter was born, and I don't want to go into the nitty-gritties of my birth story or anything, but I had a difficult birth with her, and I was in hospital for 5 days afterwards, and it was a very tough experience for me. Very, very trying. Not an environment that I feel comfortable in. I'm very much a home bird, so I was very much outside my comfort zone, surrounded by strangers, with a newborn baby, mentally, emotionally, physically. I was all over the place. When I got home, I definitely felt a lot better. My husband was there. Between the two of us, we got into a good routine, because I had just given birth, and because it was quite a traumatic birth. You know, there was kind of a fuss made of me, so I was told to relax as much as possible, to rest as much as possible, and people were nice. You know, people were lovely. They sent cards and gifts, and they came to visit, and you know, everything was lovely. Everything was wonderful. I didn't have to do that much. And then my husband went back to work, and all of the visits and cards and gifts and stuff died down, and it was just me and my baby. And I struggled. I struggled a lot. There is a part in Elizabeth Gilbert's book, Eat, Pray, Love, where she is trying to teach English to an Italian student, and he's asking her about the phrase, "I've been there," because he doesn't really understand, and she explains it to him in the sense that sadness is a place. It is a lonely place. It is a kind of a hopeless place. It's a place where you feel very defeated, where you feel bad. It's a dark place, and you have to find your way out of it. I am lucky enough that I eventually found my way out, I guess. It took a long time. It took over a year. And that place is one that I still visit. It's a place that I still find myself in occasionally. But I think the thing about sadness or depression, or whatever you want to call it, it's like when you're a teenager and you experience your first heartbreak. It is all encompassing. You feel utterly dejected and rejected. You feel completely isolated. You feel like you will never be happy again. You can't see how you would ever be happy again. You can't see how you would ever laugh again, how you would ever love again. You cannot see how you would ever be normal again. You just can't feel that at the time. And then as time goes on, it gets easier. It does get easier. You'll find your way out of that place, and you'll pop back in very regularly to begin with, and then less and less so as time goes on. One thing I really want to highlight is that as mothers, and everyone talks about motherhood is difficult, parenthood is difficult, raising kids is difficult, there isn't a deeper discussion about it. There needs to be a much deeper discussion about it. And the responsibility is on us. It's on us to help each other out, to say to somebody, I have been there. I have been in that dark place. Or maybe not that I have been there, but I can see that you are in a dark place. I will come to this dark place with you. I will sit with you. I will stay with you. Together we will find our way out of this dark place. That is so important. And I felt that I did not have that. I did not have somebody there with me who understood. And a lot of it was down to me because I just didn't talk about it. There's this kind of stigma attached to it that says if you're talking about how much you are struggling with parenthood, that must mean that you're not a very good parent. And that could not be further from the truth. Even in my kind of darkest hours, I never doubted my abilities as a mother. I always knew I was a good mother. I still know I'm a good mother. I always felt that I was a good mother. But I didn't want to be a mother. Those were my darkest times. Obviously, not that I didn't love my daughter at all. One of my biggest fears is that she will see this video and think that I did not love her. That is not the case. It is just about feeling isolated, feeling that nobody understands what you're going through. If you know somebody who is a new mother or just a mother, give them the benefit of the doubt. Know that they are struggling. It's not like postnatal depression or the baby blues, whatever you want to call it. It is not something that only strikes certain people. I don't think there is anybody who escapes it. I think some people have it to a much lesser degree, and I think some people have it to a greater degree than I had it. Definitely, I know that. So if you know somebody who is a mother, help them. Like, try to see that even though they might appear to be doing well and handling everything really well, probably what is happening is that they are going home and feeling very lonely, feeling like they can't cope. Maybe not all of the time, but some of the time. That is how I felt. So what I want to say today is, let us stop this nonsense that we have that just says, oh yeah, parenthood is hard. There's always this exception. There's always this clause at the end of it. Like, oh, it's hard, but it's so worth it. oh, parenting is hard but so rewarding. Being a mother is hard but it's only temporary. You know, your kids grow up so quickly, so you should try and cherish every moment, and all of that sort of stuff. Everything is, yeah, it's hard, but, and when you're going through it, it feels like, oh yeah, it's a little bit tough, but get over it. There was only one person who ever said to me, it's hard, full stop. Her name is Emily Hourigan. She is an author. She wrote a book called How to Really Be a Mother, and she was doing a book reading close to where I live, and I got speaking to her afterwards, and you know, for a while we exchanged emails and stuff, but she was the first person who just said, it is hard. She was the first person who made me feel like I'm not alone. Like, everyone says, oh yeah, it's hard, but I don't think they really, like, is it harder for me? Because nobody talks about crying all day. Nobody talks about just wanting to run away, just wanting to get away from it all. She was the first person who did. She was the first person who said, I struggled. I was in that place. It was not pleasant. And that is what her book is about. And if you are going through it, I would recommend that you read it. But also, speak to somebody. Get help. Get as much help as you can. Surround yourself with as many supportive people as you can. Speak to your doctor, speak to your partner, speak to your family, speak to your friends. Whoever you can find, confide in them. If you are not yet at the stage where you feel like you can confide in somebody, still get help. Still ask somebody to babysit for half an hour or an hour. Do what you can to get as many breaks as you can. You know, if people come to visit, ask them if they can look after the kid like for 5 minutes while you have a shower. Don't always feel like you have to be there, you have to do everything. You need the help. I needed the help, and I didn't ask for it. I didn't ask for it. If you are not a parent, but you know somebody who is a parent, offer your help, offer your support. If you think that they seem okay, know that they are not. Like I said, there are degrees, and they may be on the lower end of the spectrum, and they may not be struggling as much as others are, but they will still have moments of struggle. Do what you can. If it's just offering to take the baby out for a walk, if it's offering to come over to their house and just maybe sit with them and kind of entertain the kid, just to share the load. Start off doing things like that. Bring over meals. And then maybe work your way up to the conversation. Like, try get them to open up. If they say they're sleep deprived, or they're not sleeping, or they haven't had much to eat, or they just haven't had much time for themselves, listen to them. Don't automatically just kind of shrug and say that's what motherhood is. Nobody wants to talk about the hard stuff, but that is why so many mothers feel isolated. That is why so many new mothers feel lonely, feel depressed. They just feel that they have no way out of it, that nobody understands. But there are lots of people out there who understand. There are lots of mothers out there who understand. I understand. I have been there. I have been there. If you are somebody who knows a new mother, and you're just not sure how to broach the topic with them, you're not sure how to best support them and help them, maybe share this video with them to kind of start the conversation, because it's an important conversation. It is one that more people need to be talking about. We can't eliminate that dark place, we can't get rid of it, we can't stop people from stumbling into it, we can't stop people from getting lost in there, but what we can do is to help them get out.